Hello YouTube, Gaming Goddess here with a review on an RPG Maker horror game called Mad Father, where the player plays as a young girl named Aya who has to make a decision to either save her father from the nightmarish curse, or find a way to escape with the little family that she has left. With that being said, let's get into this spooky review. So this is an RPG Maker style of game with a whole lot of horror elements. First off, I did use the keyboard, so the keys are pretty simple. The arrow keys are to move, Z and space can be used to interact with things, the X is to open the inventory, and last, Shift or C key can be used to equip the chainsaw once it's found. Now, I'm not really sure if you can hook up an Xbox or PlayStation controller to this particular game. I do know that some RPG Maker games have that option, so that is something that you could definitely try out. Now that we've gone over the basic controls, let's talk about the actual gameplay. The player is able to move our main character Aya around in the given areas. Some areas are hidden or take keys before you can access them. The player can also interact with a bunch of different things throughout the games, like multiple bookshelves, barrels, and things like that. But doing this, the player can also find secrets, as well as key items needed to complete the game. Aside from that, the overall game mechanics are fairly simple. Now we do have some puzzles and of course lots of exploring. Now being a horror game and all, Aya does have a health bar in certain parts of the house. In these parts, monsters will freely roam the area and it is the player's job to avoid them. Now some monster events cannot be avoided, so this is where our battle system comes in. The player will have to press the Z key repetitively on the keyboard until the character is free. This will not work on the non-scripted events, so all other monsters must be avoided at all costs. So with the gameplay out of the way, let's now take a look at the graphics and audio for this game. First off, we are given some super cute character sprites, which I just love. Each of the important characters will have their own unique character image, and we have some nice scary CG images as well. As for the audio, this game does feature some scary ambient sounds and does have some nice decent background music. Of course, the music isn't played in a continuous loop throughout the whole game. The music is only played during certain events or areas in the game. Let's now take a look at the pros and cons based on my opinion. First, some pros would include a good story, 2 possible endings, cute character sprites, and lots of CG images. As for the cons, the game isn't really that scary. It does have a nice creepy feel to it, but the amount of gore and jump scares are pretty minimal in my opinion. Also, I wish that the game had a little bit more music in the background. All in all, this game is just an RPG Maker style of game, and it's not too bad. I love playing these types of games because they can be quite charming. Now, the player is given a choice to either help save Aya's father or escape. So that's 2 possible endings, which isn't bad for a small indie game like this. I enjoy having the different options and the different routes that I can take during a game. Even though this one in particular doesn't offer too much of that, it was still a lot of fun in my opinion. Mad Father gets an overall rating of 8 out of 10. I do wish it was a little bit scarier and that it had slightly more music played in the background, but of course these are just small things that I think would make the game a little bit better. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like. Also leave me some comments and suggestions down below. Finally, don't forget to support me on Patreon so I can buy and review all of the latest and greatest video games for you guys. This has been a Gaming Goddess review, and remember to keep on gaming.